Hi, everybody. Justine Fralker here, author, speaker, corporate trainer, certified Daring Way, and Dare to Lead facilitator. And this is the space that we talk about courageous resilience in a pretty imperfect way with lots of animated emotion, and where I give you tangible skills and tools and language to help you make real, daily, sustainable change in your life. So in this series, we have talked about emotional well-being. We've talked about the and I want to talk a little bit about this piece of seeking to understand others, because I'm willing to bet right now you're struggling to understand a lot of people you love, maybe live with, and I'm willing to guess definitely people on your social media wall. And you've heard me say it before. Jumping in someone's comments or DMs to shame them, judge them, blame them, convince them to think like you will actually not help them come to your side. It'll probably just push them further away to their side and maybe even damage your relationship with them. And so what would it be like for you to seek to understand? Like, that first definitely requires for you to get curious about what your strong reaction to whatever is happening is all about. That was our last video, right? Like, you have a strong reaction to someone or something. It is your job, if you want to live with courage and in a kind way and aligned in your values in a loving way, it's your job to get curious about what it's really about. What's it bringing up for you? So you can watch the last video on that. But then I want to come sit beside you and seek to understand, how come you feel that way? What's that really about? Can you tell me more about how come you think that? Or you're okay with this? Because I'm not sure I'm okay with that. It's all about using this curious language. And so some of it's therapeutic, some of it's from the Dare to Lead work. And it's just I want to learn and grow and connect and seek to understand people that look different, believe different, and feel different than me. How boring would this world be if we all believed in the exact same thing? It'd be terrible, okay? We also would all be stuck. We would never learn and grow, because you only learn and grow in discomfort. And I know it's really uncomfortable to try to seek to understand someone who's different than you. And at the same point, that's the only time that we will grow and heal, because that is connection. And so simple shifts in your language, like, for me, this is what I feel. For me, you own your part. And you don't walk into a conversation or someone's social media with you always do this, or you did this, or they did this, they feel this way, all are like this. Not helpful and not true. But when we hear the words you or they, we pull up our defenses versus for me, this is what I feel. For me, this is what I believe. And then following it up with another question, can you help me understand about your beliefs? Will you tell me more if you're willing? Now, again, this may not be appropriate on social media. This may need to be done with someone you have a personal relationship with, preferably on a call, maybe even in person from 6 feet apart, whatever it needs to be. But to take the word you and they out, and for me, we already talked about the word but, replace it with the word and. Take out the word why. Why are they doing that? Why did you do that way? Do that. Why do you feel that way? When we were 2 years old, why was all about curiosity. Why, Mom? Why? It was about discovering our world. And then I believe it's somewhere around 4, because that's when they all become little human beings, and I love 4-year-olds. But it's why'd you do that? Why are you crying? Stop crying. Why are you crying? Right? Why are you scared? And so it becomes this space that we kind of have to pick up our defenses and defend who we are or why we feel the way we feel. And so how come? See, I even just slipped with the word why. So to shift the word why in your self-talk and in your talk with other people, what's that really about? How come? Can you tell me more? Not why. Because even if I try to say it without the tone, why do you feel that way? I mean, that's a little bit better. You can check your intention. It's always about checking your intention. Always check your intention before you walk into these tough conversations. And words are really, really, really powerful. And so can you tell me more about that? How come you feel that way? Using those language shifts are really, really helpful. If we have any chance of healing this very broken world, we must do the hard work of seeking to understand others. And I've talked about it before. Cancel culture is not helpful. You may need to hide some people or snooze them for a little while during this time because it's difficult to read their statuses and things like that. And it is not helpful to our well-being and therefore the world's well-being for us to only be reading and surrounding ourselves with people who think like us, believe like us, and feel like us. That is not courageous. At that same point, I had a friend ask me about this. You may find that, yes, your relationships change through this time because you discover that you maybe are outgrowing one another in this season. Relationships can learn and grow and change. They're supposed to. And they can reconcile, and some of them need to end. And that's something that only you can explore. Make sure you seek to understand someone before you oust them from your life, though. And there's a lot of ands in this one. Oh, it's so annoying and so important. And there's a lot to be righteously angry about right now. Because there's a lot of hurt and trauma happening. Believe them when they say that. Because it is their truth. And it is true that your perception of my story does not change my truth. And what a world it would be if we did the work to seek to understand everyone's truth rather than just live in our perceptions of it. Thanks for being here. Please like and share, follow, all of that good stuff, whatever platform you're on. And I'll see you next time.